So about a year now, we was going to Mercedes like every month, and we was looking for a car. So we was looking for like a pre-owned car, and because like every month like something was going wrong with the car, like the water pump would go, then the coolant hose would burst, then the belt would break, then the alternator would go, but like every month it was something, and there's just like the cars keep going to getting worse, something was going to keep breaking, so we just fixed something like last week again. So every month we was going and we was looking for a pre-owned car, and like they wasn't approving us. Yeah, that was one thing, they wasn't approving us. And then they're telling us, oh, well, we would love to come with $8,000 down if you want a car, like all of that, like this is what they're saying. We was going at least once a month for the past year. So we went Sunday again. We had went 3 weeks ago actually, and they didn't approve us for anything again. So we went Sunday, and I was like, hey, we're gonna get a new car. We ain't gonna try for a pre-owned, we're gonna try for a new. I was like, get what you want. I was telling her, get what she want, and not looking for a pre-owned. So before we went, she looked online and she saw a car that she enjoyed and she liked. So we went in there, and we mentioned it to the guy what we're looking for, and he is like, "Oh, these are expensive. These are like super expensive. You don't know if anything is like they're way up there." And I was like how much? And he called a high number. I was like, but I don't see. But I looked online before I came, and I didn't see anything for that number. And he was like, well, on my system, this is what it says. So I said, okay, well, let me show you the car what I was looking at. And I showed him it, so he pulled it up. And he was like, yeah, it's up there. So I said, anyway, show me this one. And he showed me it, and we test drive it, and we came back, and we sat down. Then he pulled out this paper, and the paper was $5,000 more than what we saw it online. So, and the payment was high. I was like, hold on. He's like, do you like it? I was like, hold on, I want this car, but this, I was like, I don't like this final price. And I was like, hold on, they value our car at $7,500. I was like, hold on, this value too low. So I tell him, hold on, this pricing, I don't like this price. This car value too low. And I was like, what is this? I was like, hold on. They gave us like $11,000 last time for the car when we went here. So do something with this and this price. I see a certain price online, that's what I want to pay. So he's like, no, well, the dealership buy it for more. So that's why the price so high. It's like, I ain't see that online. So Denise, she's next to me and she's like, you know, they're supposed to honor online price. So she said, why y'all don't honor the online price? And I was like, do something with the value too. So for a long story short, it ended up happening that after about half an hour, they're trying to take off like $2,000, but after like half an hour, they take off the full $5,000. They honored the online price, so that was already $5,000. They increased the value of the vehicle to $2,000 more than it was, so that was like $7,000 more. I mean $7,000, another $2,000 discount, so that's $7,000 total. Then they gave us $1,000 tax credit, so that was $8,000. Then Denise had like $500 on her credit on her account, so that was $8,500 off the car that we got already. And that's not the only thing. I went to him, I was like, when he came with that price, it was like a couple $100 more than we would pay. I was like, hey, this is what I want to pay a month. And he's like, I don't know if you could do that. I was like, if y'all do something with the car value and take off the $5,000, then we can pay that. Then he's like, okay, we take off the $5,000, but your monthly is still going to be way up there. I was like, do it. Take it off. I want to see. So he took it off, and it was exactly what we budgeted, what we wanted to pay. And not only that, before I went there, I prayed, but I remember talking to Pastor Elliot last week, and I was telling her like something I do. And she's like, hey, he's like, hey, you're not supposed to do that like that. And she's like, God may not even be answering your prayers. So I adjusted that like real quick because I didn't know that was wrong. So I adjusted that because every time I go, I used to pray. And so I adjusted that. Then before I went again, I pray. I asked God to send his angels ahead of us and stuff and give us favor with his people. And we went Sunday. So one of the guys who we was with, I didn't know he was Christian until we went back to pick up the car Monday. I found out he was a Christian, the finance manager he was dealing with. And he was trying to get us to even lower payment than what it was. Oh.
I do. So we are driving a 2023 GLB 250 with red AMG stitching. Come on, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? And we just give God all the glory, all the praise. I just want to add real quick, because I know, my husband covered it all so well, so perfectly, that, like he said, like we've been going for a year, and it was to the point where, like, I was getting tired of going. I felt like these people were getting tired of seeing our face, because we kept saying, this is what we want to do, this is the monthly, and they were just looking at us like we were plumb crazy. And I was like, every time we came in there, I felt like they didn't even want to deal with us no more. Like they were passing us off. That's how it honestly felt. Even the guy that we got on Sunday, Jerome didn't know because he was in the bathroom, but the guy saw me first, and he told the girl, he's like, okay, I'll sit with them real quick, but I have a family waiting. Like he was already, but I didn't want to tell Jerome that. That's how he started off. But, we went in with God's favor, and I just want to say this just to, encourage other people. Like, it was such a long process, and it got to a point where even him and I were just like conflicting. But on the last time that we visited, I just like blew up, and I was like, well, I don't know. And he was like, well, where's your faith? And I was just like, well, I don't know. I'm just discouraged, And I had to deal with that and my posture and things like that. And we sat and we talked amongst ourselves about what the budget we could really do, how we want to do. And we sat and, we even talked to my mom, like, my mom was like, you guys, don't just take the first thing that they give. You got to, and we sat and we talked about it. And when we came on Sunday, we came with a plan. And we sat and everything went so smooth, like God went ahead of it. But I just wanted to say that because we worked together, you know what I'm saying, to do that. You know what I mean? So that's so important. And the right agreement is so, so, so important, because my husband's faith was always there, but I was losing. I was just like, I'm done. Like, I was just like, we're just going to be, in this car for, so I'm just grateful for that.